I got super thirsty after saying that. Ugh. And that's the last of this water bottle. Swordmaster's Jade. While I'm here, I think the sword I'm using right now still has a rune slot. Or, you know, a weapon slot. So... No, it doesn't. Alright. There's something to do in Yangguan as well. Let's get that out of the way. Xion had yet another request from me, but this one was different. He wanted to convince Lan Wu, Lin Pei's guard, to join forces with the Five Rings. Only low attacks, eh? Oh, it's good to see you again. Rod beamed and waved me over to the table. As I sat down, he leaned forward. We wanted to talk to you about Lin Pei. I worked with Con Wang for a long time, so I'm aware of his troubles with the Jackal. We'd always thought he was a loner, no family or anything. But apparently his bodyguard is actually his beloved daughter. Her name is Lan Wu, and she's always at Lin Pei's side, keeping him safe. However, Ruan says Lan Wu might not be his real daughter at all. I asked about the possibility of Lin Pei having a child in secret, or after Ruan retired. The old man took out a few folded documents. Naturally, I investigated the matter. The papers detailed Lin Pei's life, but the final page was different. It was an account of a family attacked by bandits while traveling over a decade ago. The parents went, but the daughter went missing. It was possible that the girl was Wu. She would have been just a child at the time, so it's hard to know if she'd remember her parents. But if she's not Lin Pei's daughter, maybe she'd work with us. What do you think, Ethan? After hearing your suggestion to convince Lan Wu to forge a pact between the two gangs, Xion nodded in agreement. A fine plan. Needless conflict does no one any good. I doubt Lin Pei will accept a proposal like that after all these years of bad blood. Don't worry, I have a plan. In any case, we need to separate Lan Wu from Lin Pei in order to talk to her, but they'd recognize Ruan and me in a heartbeat. That's where you come in. I agreed, but it was a risky task to undertake. I attacked Lin Pei just as he left the safety of the city. A sharp-eyed young woman was at his side, just as Xion said there would be. Who in the blazes are you? You dare attack my father in front of me? You will not get away. I exchanged blows with Lan Wu while slowly maneuvering her away from Lin Pei. Some distance between us and him, the woman shifted her stance and narrowed her eyes at me. You're luring me away from my father, are you? What is it you're after? Tell me now.
Battle 1. Fight!
Let's go!
Ow.
Battle 2. Fight!
Probably actually had some food that could increase my low attack damage. Should have done that first. Don't know if it'll work, but it was a perfect opportunity.
Give it up.
There we go. That worked. You've beaten me. Kill me quickly. Kill you? I could never do something so wasteful. You're such a beautiful blossom. You're... Xion. Oh, you do me an honor by remembering me. How wonderful. So, would you be my wife? Huh? Play games with me and I will make you suffer. Please, think for a moment. If we are wed, the conflict between our organizations could no longer continue, and then we, as well as the people of our cities, will breathe a sigh of relief. Besides, we would suit each other well. Everyone wins, and everyone lives happily ever after. Don't be ridiculous. My father would never... He may be more interested than you believe. Please, give him this letter. Farewell for now. Xion waved goodbye to Lan Wu. As he watched her leave, I asked him what the letter said. Just a polite summary of a few things I know, which included, implicitly or explicitly, a threat that Xion would share the knowledge with Lan Wu if Lin Pei chose to decline the offer. I could feel that Xion was barely suppressing an amused laugh. He was beginning to remind me of Con Wang. It seemed a little forced, but I felt that the two gangs would likely come to an agreement before long. Nice. What is that supposed to be? Well, it's a Shenhua related thing. Whew. While resting up in a town, I ran into Shenhua and Killick. Shenhua was keen for us to stay in the same inn, but I could sense she was hiding something. Alright. Is that you, Ethan? Hey, over here. A voice called to me from the throngs of people. When I looked around, I saw Shenhua leaning out of an inn window, waving at me. I could see Killick by her side, too. With Shenhua shouting to me the entire way, I entered the building. When I sat down, she immediately leaned over the table. I can't believe we ran into each other. Stay and eat with us. Let's catch up. Shenhua explained that Killick was accompanying her back to her home in Beijing. I promised to once I'd fulfilled the purpose of my journey, and so now we return. We're staying in the room upstairs for the night. Oh, I know. Why don't you stay here too, Ethan? It's getting late after all, and there's so much to talk about. Come on, how about it? Well, it wasn't like I had plans to stay elsewhere, so I accepted. Early the next morning, I heard a knock at the door to my room. Ethan, are you awake? I know it's early, but I have something to ask you. Shanghua told me to follow her, so we walked towards the edge of town. Gosh damn it. I have a fight today that I must win, no matter what. So, I want you to be my last sparring partner, Ethan. Normally I'd ask Killick, but I can't this time. Please say you'll do it. So that was why Shanghua wanted me to stay at the inn last night. I could hardly refuse her request, so I readied my weapon. Thanks. Okay, let's do this. Going... a little over 8 hours now. This is going to be a very long recording, but I'll have to split it into multiple parts. So I'll be all set on the Soul Chronicle thing, and I could just focus on streaming other things. Like, I need to get back into Shadow of War. I want to finish that up so I can, like, start Grand Theft Auto 5. Because that was, like, the next big major open world game I was thinking of doing a playthrough of. Huh. I got lucky there.
Final battle. Fight.
Ooh, that was close. Again. Seriously, Shanghua has definitely gotten better. She's pushed me to the brink. You really are good, Ethan. That was exactly what I was after. And I even managed to think of a new trick I can try. Back at the inn, as I was preparing to leave, Killick and Shanghua came with me and told me they were heading off too. We had been walking along the road together for a ways when Shanghua suddenly stopped and turned towards Killick. Okay, Killick, it's time for our fight. The winner gets to decide what our next pact is. We're doing this now? Yep, Ethan's here, right? That means we have a witness. This must be the fight Shanghua said she had to win. Killick slowly nodded, his expression one of concern. Very well, but I warn you, I won't hold back. The battle between the two warriors began. Their weapons struck at each other with blinding speed, sending sparks flying with every blocked blow. Strike, parry, riposte, Riposte. How the fuck do you say that name? I know the word, it's just I don't remember how to pronounce it right. They fought like two dancers, each in tune with the other's movements. As the fight went on, Killick began to gain the upper hand. Perhaps sensing her disadvantage, Shanwa lunged forward with a desperate thrust. Ta! Killick seemed to read her movements and deftly parried her strike. He raised his staff to deliver a telling counterstrike, when suddenly he stopped. What? This is where I win! Shanwa unleashed an arcane slash at Killick's midriff. He tried to regain his balance in time to block, but it seemed to be too late. In a flash, Killick landed a blow on Shanwa that sent her flying. Whoop. Oops! Shanwa, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Ow. Luckily, my sword took most of the impact. If it hadn't, though. It sounded as though she'd managed to block just in time. Even though she had lost, her skill still amazed me. Ah, rats. And I had gotten up early to practice, too. Killick helped Shanwa to her feet. I am saying words wrong. Gosh damn it, this is what happens when you are up for close to 21 hours without a nap in between. Well, actually, 21 hours exact now at this point, because it's 12:01. And you don't get a nap in between, you just are... You talk too much, and your throat feels dry and everything. Yeah, Killick helped Shanwa to her feet, and she dusted herself off. That last strike of yours, I hate to admit it, but that was amazing. Usually when we fight it feels like you're holding back, but when you hit me with that last move, it felt real. So I guess I'm pleased about that at least. Shanwa. Thanks for acting as a witness, Ethan. And for the Spartan match too, of course. Something still bothered me about this fight. You want to know why I stopped before that final exchange? Well, Oh, I can explain that. See, I cheated a little. Looking slightly ashamed of herself, Shanwa held up her hand to reveal a fragment of a jewel. She'd used it to reflect the light into Killick's eyes. Truth is, Killick gave this to me. How on earth was she able to calculate the exact angle with which to position the jewel to aim the sunlight of a moving target so quickly, and during such an intense battle no less? It was mind-boggling to me, even if she had planned to do it in advance. You won, Killick, so you get to decide the next pact we make, once we get home anyway. Very well, Shanwa. I had no idea what their pact would be, but I had no doubt they would keep it.
Your soul surges in your body.
69, dudes! Ooh, what's going on there? Something going on at the cave? I made my way to Edgemaster's cave temple where a familiar face greeted me. I was on my way to see the Edgemaster to thank him for everything he had done for me when I ran into a familiar face, Killick. After seeing Shanwa back home, he had returned to the Master Swordsman's cave. I experienced many things in my journey, but in the end I was able to fulfill my duty. But my true training has only just begun. Ethan, I sense that you two have changed much since our last meeting, that you have overcome some great obstacle. Killick looked at me, his eyes strong and sincere. Would you do me the honor of dueling me once more? Through battle, I hope to glimpse what fought and overcome. I nodded, and Killick smiled. Thank you. I will do my best to make it an interesting fight. Om Rava. Om Rahave Asurarajaya Sava, I believe is how you say it. Hurrah! Killick's appearance was wild and rough, but something about him began to feel different, holy almost. His breathing steadied, his eyes slowly opened, and he readied his staff. Hear the beating pulse of my soul! I just realized he's a level 70. This is gonna be a bit difficult.
Could this be?
This is probably the only way I'm going to be able to defeat him, which is a bit cheap, I know, but... Ow. Ow. What are you doing breaking my armor, man? Come on, dude.
Battle 4. Fight.
Could this be?
What's wrong with my guard?
Bring up.
Half measures.
I can sense your movements.
Fight.
Oh, against the level 70 you? Absolutely. How many times our weapons clashed, I cannot remember. When we finally ended our duel, the western sky was red with the setting sun. We approached each other in silence and, with a firm grip, shook hands. Ethan, my story is long, but I ask that you listen to it until the end. Killick began to tell me of his past, choosing his words slowly and deliberately. He told me of how the evil had taken control of him on the night of the evil seed, how his sister and the woman he loved saved him from the dark forces that held his mind, how they had lost their lives in the process, and he told me of his days training with Edgemaster. I cursed myself and I questioned the very meaning of my life. But on my journey, I learned to face myself. The people I met taught me so much, and so many entrusted their hopes to me. Perhaps I'm still too young, too inexperienced to understand my reason for being. However, fate is carved with your own hands. I want to live for the people who place their hopes in me, and for those I need to protect. Killick gazed at the setting sun, his eyes reflecting the warm orange light. What did he see? Perhaps the face of someone dear to him. Killick turned his head to look at me once more. Ethan, if I ever lose my way again, please, I want you to be the one who sets me back on the right path. No more words were necessary. I shook his hand and nodded once. Killick nodded back. The sun set, and the harsh outline of the Himalayas was soon illuminated by the silvery light of the rising moon. I got the sense that the skies were smiling down upon a man who had finally finished one of many journeys. Alright. I think it's time we finish this. And then, if we're able to, go back to the Edgemaster thing and turn all this gold into soul currency. I'm actually gonna run real quick and get my other water bottle from the fridge. I normally only use it for like when I go to the gym. There's a turkey in one of the sinks, so I don't want to bother with disturbing it. Because, you know, that time is upon. Alright. And the water will be nice and cold, which would be nice. His health recovers him. Actually, no. We'll save that for the final battle, if we can. Sure, why don't we just go ahead and do that, just because. Ostreinsberg Castle was filled with the clash and clamor of battle. Everywhere I looked, groups of Azwel soldiers fought desperately against the qualifiers. Before I knew it, I'd lost sight of Natalie and Dion in the fray. As I made my way upstairs, the sound of battle grew dim. Eventually, only the sound of my footsteps, echoed through the silent hills. Halls. Why did I say silent hills? The Hall of the Chosen was just ahead. The Hall of the Chosen was nothing like I had imagined. Large gaps in the crumbling castle walls, let in the quiet, silvery light of the moon, illuminated Azwel. He turned to face me as I entered, spreading his arms wide. That was very rude of you to keep me waiting, my friend. But I knew you would come. I looked around, but it was just the two of us. Relax, it's just the two of us. No one shall disturb us. The others have their hands full downstairs. But it is such a tragedy that they are killing each other over this, is it not? It appeared the ceremony had yet to begin. I needed to act fast. I readied my weapon, and Azwel's grin broadened. My, how strong you have become. I knew it. You're perfect. For you to make it this far shows how close to the gods you are. Seeing the puzzlement on my face, Azwel sighed and wagged his finger in disapproval. Think for a moment. Why do we need to create the ultimate seed? Firstly, we take the power of the spirit and curse swords, then we mix in the energy of the heavens, today's celestial spectacle, and the energy of the earth, the ley lines. Even those fools at the Azwel organization would no doubt have figured that out, even without my research notes. However, that alone is not enough. Why, it could destroy a country or two, but that's boring. We are aiming to change the very world, my dear. We are still missing one key component. And what is it we lack? Something to create an enormous wave of energy. Something that can absorb power, amplify it, and loose it with exponentially greater force. In other words, you. To my surprise, Azwel pointed at me. The moment I laid my eyes on you, I knew you were the one. A human who was able to absorb the power of the astral fissures. A human who could even claim the power of the astral chaos. However, when we first met, you were still too weak for my needs, so I allowed you to live, knowing you would become more powerful eventually. I bided my time until the day we would meet again. And here you are! Everything has led up to this one perfect moment! Today, you and I are part of a beautiful miracle! Azwel lifted his two swords menacingly. All that remains now is to force the power of these blades to resonate with the power inside you. Chaotic energy and the might of these swords will intertwine, amplify, and burst forth. Then, and only then, will the ultimate seed come into being and cleanse this world. Though you will most likely die in the process, your death will not be in vain. You will be the stepping stone for humanity's great evolution. Oh, what a glorious, happy fate! Oh no, don't tell me you think to resist. Fret not, I will give you pure ecstasy. That I promise you. All I have to do is impale you on these swords, and my plan will succeed. So come, let the finale commence. Great. You gone fucking psycho, Azwel. So I gotta kick your ass.
Battle 1. Fight!
Let us guide the human race together! I'm honored to share the stage with you. I'm honored to share the stage with you. No more.
Battle 2. Fight!
Yeah, it is.
To reach my goal.
Fight!
Ow.
Battle 4. Fight!
Take this and this. Sweet dreams. I'm a traitor. Do you resist?
Curtain.
You have begun to change. I knew you would not disappoint. In that case, I shall have to show you the ace up my sleeve. I will not be defeated. Using you as the key, I will save the human race. I am so close, so very close to the moment my beloved humans shall be freed from their cruel fate. Let's be done with this. Will you stop me and emerge victorious? Or shall I claim victory and lead humanity to a new era? With all my might, I shall make you mine!
You wish. Damn it.
The soul of a man now lays here to rest.
Nope, not happening. This guy fucking sucks. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Now is the time for progress! Any thoughts?
Bullshit. This is getting annoying, Azwel, you spamming fuck. You gotta be shitting me. You're an asshole, Azwel. I fucking hate you right now. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck is up with Spanish medicine? Seriously.
Study complete.
This guy's annoying as all hell. That's what you get.
As I expected. Be careful! Weapon arts! No mercy!
Nope. You're not getting it this time.
Showdown! Give it up! As I expected. Fight!
Nope. You are going to die this time, and I am freaking happy. Because fuck you, Azwel, final boss form. You are terrible. Whew. What shall we do to you?
It's not over yet. I shall free humanity from the binds of fate.
I pull out Soul Calibur and stop ya.
You are the one I sought.
A torrent of light consumed my body, and I began to slip into unconsciousness. It was finally time to die. But I was ready to accept my fate, no longer afraid of the cold hand of death. The ultimate seed was no more. I had played my part. When I opened my eyes, I was in the ruins of Ostreinsberg Castle. Our victory was a narrow one indeed, but Azwel's schemes have come to nothing. Zaslamel was standing by my side, and a hushed silence surrounded us. I thanked him for everything he had done for me, and asked what he would do next. I shall continue to observe the world. I wish to see what the future that began today holds. Be proud, Ethan. You not only saved yourself, but the world. I parted ways with Zaslamel at the castle, and soon ran into Dion and Natalie. Ethan! We were ready to give up. We searched the castle but found no sign of you, Azwel, or any fragment of the Spirit Sword. What happened? Were you able to defeat Azwel? I nodded and explained everything that had happened. Incredible! You have done a great deed today. We have seen no evidence of the ultimate seed on our end, though we are still investigating. I believe we can rest easy for now. Some of the qualifiers still remain, but we have cut off the serpent's head. They should be easy to take care of. Thank you, Ethan. We would like to continue working with you. If we discover any new information you could use, we will send a messenger. The location of astral fissures, for example, or grow. Enough talking. We must go, Dion. Indeed. Farewell, Ethan. Thank you again for all that you've done. As my journey came to an end, I reflected on everything that had happened. Though I had started off fighting for my life, I ended up fighting to protect the world. I thought about what I had achieved and where fate had led me. If I had fulfilled my purpose, what should I do next? I could not decide just yet. For now, I would rest, and ready myself for my next journey.
Your soul surges in your body.
The sharpest blade. Cool, I got to level 71. Unleashing the true sword. Complete the mission The Journey's End in Libra Soul. Oh, now we got all this extra stuff? Well, actually, it is pretty late. It's almost 1 AM, so I really should just end this stream, and then maybe I'll continue and do all this endgame content for the story at a later date. But otherwise, though, I had a lot of fun. I did. I mean, of course, I did take issue with the Azwel final battle. He was just way too spammy, way too difficult. And then also, randomly, that thing that happened today where I just kept guard impacting while I was blocking. That was a weird thing, but that was awesome. But yeah, otherwise, Libra Soul campaign. Had a lot of fun. So I will do all the extra bonus stuff, like fighting against the one thing soon, and also, of course, continuing with this stuff, like the Black Demon. And, yeah, that'll probably be probably won't be for a while, I mean, because I've got a shit ton of Soul Calibur content, and I might just try to keep recording other content like Shadow of War, Dark Souls 3, Terra, all that stuff you'll probably be seeing, though, popping up every now and then, because I'm going to try to split it so that way it's like when I did my Final Fantasy 15 marathon of videos, where I try to make sure I'm not uploading a single Final Fantasy video like every day until I'm out of footage, because that's boring. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna try to, you know, get some extra content, and when I come back to Libra Soul, that'll be awesome. I might also start doing some, you know, streams of me trying to play online, see how well I do, and we'll see how that goes. So anyways, though, if you guys have enjoyed, be sure to do your usual accolades, like, comment, share, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitch if you haven't already, and if you didn't like, dislikes not going to make that much of a difference to me. So thank you all so much for watching, I'll see you next time. Peace out, Spartan.